I'm Nikki Druce.
And I'm Cheryl.
And this is Killers, Cults and Queens.
The Spooky Sleepover.
Welcome to Killers, Cults and Queens. It's time for the Spooky Sleepover.
Yes, indeed. It's our weekly chat show where we catch up on this week's antics and discuss our rabbit holes of the week. But first, my Nikki Druce, how's your week been? You all good?
I'm all good. I'm missing you, Cheryl.
Oh, don't. Look, it's got to the point where I'm fast approaching being away for an entire month already.
Oof.
And I'm really starting to feel it. I'm missing my comforts. I'm missing my people. But most importantly, I'm missing my sleep.
You poor thing. So you may have noticed, if you are a podcast listener, you won't have noticed any different, but we are having slight technical video issues today. So there is no visuals today. Which is probably for a good thing, because Cheryl and mine's eye bags are just too distracting.
But it's not in vain. I have tried everything. I have hotspotted.
Yes.
I have tried hacking into other Wi-Fis in the vicinity. But let's just say the hotels in which I am staying in are not looking after me in terms of the Wi-Fi.
Well, it's just life on the road, isn't it? That's just how it is, but it's fine. But this week I have been in a reflective mood because we've made it through January.
Pinch punch,
Yay!
first day of the month, no returns, +3.
So I am very, very pleased because January is a dull old month, isn't it? And it does drag on.
No pun intended.
All puns intended.
Yeah, we've been doing this podcast long enough. All the puns are definitely intentional. But I do agree, January does drag. I do have a lot of moments to hit in January. Both of my siblings have birthdays in January. There's normally some sort of convention I'm working on. So it tends to be not as draggy as it is for some, but I understand it fully. But I feel like we hit February and bam, it's like, oh, now we're in November.
Yeah, it suddenly speeds up, doesn't it? But remember in January, I was setting a few goals, a few New Year's resolutions, if you will.
Oh, yes.
And I decided to do Project Pan, which is where you don't buy any cosmetics until you've used everything you've got. So in January, I was successful apart from one thing, and that was buying toothpaste because I forgot toothpaste when I went away last week.
Nikki, I will forgive you for buying toothpaste.
So I think that's okay, but so far I'm now into the realms of the interesting perfumes. So I like a weird scent. So we're now into kind of the real foresty, ambery, smoky scents. So
Frankincense, myrrh.
yeah, so I'm smelling quite interesting. So if you bump into me in the street and you're like, oh, that's an interesting smell, it is intentional because I'm trying to use everything I've got because I want to save the planet.
What's Nikki Druce wearing today? Oh, it's just garden trimming.
Just moss.
Just off the roof.
Yeah, pretty much. But yes, I would count that Project Pan is going very well at the moment. But I have been tempted to buy the occasional thing here and there. But I have been getting through all of my stuff and also been doing a bit of a clear out and a tidy and just trying to spruce up for spring.
Spruce up for spring. That is quite fabulous. Maybe I should take that mantra on. But I am really struggling not to buy everything under the sun. Maybe I should have done that. Because, Nikki, when I tell you, every town and city I'm in, I find myself popping out to get my lunch or dinner of the day. And why do I come home with a toy? Why do I come home with 15 aftershaves? Tell me why I'm doing this to myself.
Well, it's because you need a little bit of joy in your life, don't you? So that's the thing. It's your treat. That's what I'm like. That's why I had to put a stop on the little joyful treats because I have plenty of joyful things at home. That's the thing. But you're not at home. You're out on the road.
I'm living out of a suitcase.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, speaking of life on the road, we did update you on our paranormal antics last week. Would you like an update?
Yes, please. Yes.
So for those that didn't listen to last week's episodes, when I was in Aberdeen, I had a paranormal experience in the most haunted bar in the theatre that was 148 years old. Now, when I tell you, I left feeling like Yvette Fielding, feeling like a paranormal specialist, and I was ready to do this in every venue. It was brought to my attention that I was part of a con and a scam,
Oh no!
and everybody was in on it, bar me.
Oh no! You've been tricked. What happened?
Wesley, who plays the prince in our production of Beauty and the Beast, thought it would be funny to play tricks on myself and Page 3 to make it feel like we had paranormal experiences. Now, how he did that, I do not know, because he was nowhere in the vicinity when I got touched. So he must have been so sly and quick, like Fantastic Mr. Bloody Fox, sneaking up behind me to tickle my neck. But the minute he did it, I kid you not, I was ready to swing. I'm not a violent girl. I was like, how dare you? You know how much this means to me, Wessington.
That's so sad. So you've been duped. So what you thought was your real paranormal experience has turned out to be a prank.
Yeah. I have asked our company manager what the other venues we're going to, because obviously we are now in February and I finished this tour in March, so I will be hitting up many a venue up until then, but I am going to go on a solo independent woman ghost hunt in one of these venues. So stay tuned, have your eyes and ears peeled, because I will be recording the whole experience myself.
Yay! Big brave Shez. Big brave Shez. Big brave
Big
Shez.
brave Shez.
You can definitely do it. I so believe in you. But I would just make sure that you tell somebody where you're going first. Just say, I'm just nipping up to so-and-so, or I'm just nipping down to so-and-so, just in case. Just in case. I don't want to freak you out, but safety first. That's what we like to do when we're ghost hunting. Safety first.
Okay. Safety first. I'll set the precautions. I'll share my location with Nikki Druce on Find My Friends.
Yeah, and then I'll know where you are, and then I can be like, hello, any ghosts? Hello? I'll make sure I summon some for you.
If you're here, just tap the fucking piano.
Bing.
So, Nikki, you know how Valentine's Day is approaching. Well, I'm having a problem as I'm not at home this year, so I wondered if you had any ideas for me, seeing as I'm 100 miles away from Mr. Hayden, my husband.
Don't worry, Shez, I've got you covered. Remember Wolf Escape Games?
Yeah, I do.
Well, they offer fun online escape games that you can play online with your loved ones or friends. And the best thing for you, it doesn't matter where you are in the world.
Oh, that's a fabulous idea. We could actually play Miami Bay, the one that looks really fun and campy and very 80s. Or if we want to feel a bit more spooky, we could go for Hallows Hill. But you know Pharaoh's Tomb looks like the one he's gonna love.
Oh, for sure. Well, if you can't choose Shez, then you can get a bundle and play a couple of games. So after all, I know you've got a few more weeks left on the road yet, so no doubt you'll want to have another date night another time.
Yeah, that bundle deal has got his name all over it. One for Valentine's and one for later.
And the best part? I've got you and all of our lovely listeners a fab discount code. If you use the offer code KILLERS15 at checkout, you'll get 15% off any game or bundle, and these are such good value, you'd be a fool not to do it. And they've already got some discounts going on too, so you're going to get them for an even better steal of a deal.
Right, I'm on my way to the website right now. Head to wolfescapegames.com to get your hands on an award-winning escape game or two and get ready for Valentine's night that'll stick in your memories for years to come. Thank you to Wolf Escape Games for sponsoring this episode. Now, let's jump back into it. All right, Nikki Druce, it's time for some rabbit holes of the week. Now, what have you been lost down this week, my love?
Well, my one's very silly and very funny. and a
Good.
little bit historical. So, shall I kick us off this week?
Oh, please. I need a giggle and a goss.
Well, I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to make it through this one because when I was writing it last night, I was giggling away to myself. So let's see how we do. Might be on the level of surgical fart fires when Alex and I completely lost the plot. So let's see how we go.
I'm ready.
Now, last week, I was on location, but as I was driving about, I couldn't help but have a bit of a giggle at some of the place names. Now, the one that made me laugh was something I actually misread. So I drove through what I believe to be called Upper Pissington.
Sorry, where?
So I thought it was called Upper Pissington. It wasn't. It was called Upper Rissington. But, I was driving through it, not at speed, but fast enough that I misread the sign.
I much prefer Upper Pissington.
Yeah, it's got a bit more of a ring to it, isn't it, than Upper
Yeah.
Rissington. But, yes, so Upper Pissington is now its new name. So all of this got me thinking about funny place names because if you've ever been on a trip around the UK, you'll have definitely found some. So, Shez, you've been out on the road recently, so what's the funniest place name that you've seen on your travels in the wild?
It's not necessarily that they're funny in themselves. It's more the fact that I'm from Essex and I mispronounce everything. Well, I will tell you a little quick story. So when I was on holiday, one of my friends who I was with didn't know that Barbados was part of the British Commonwealth up until 1965. Now, I then went down my own rabbit hole, and this is back in 2012, of letting her know all the countries that we're in. So I was going through the list. And then unfortunately we got to the M, and I hadn't heard of this country before. So I did the typical Essex, say what you see. And I just said, Mozambique.
Mozambique.
Are you familiar what Mozambique's real name is?
Mozambique, yes, Mozambique.
Yes, indeed. So unfortunately, I have been triggered and traumatized since then for mispronunciation. So I've learned to just keep my mouth shut until somebody says it first.
Well, here's some of my favourites that I've seen in the wild whilst I've been driving about. We have Dry Doddington in Lincolnshire, which always makes me giggle because nobody wants a Dry Doddington.
No, and we don't want dry January as well.
Bottoms in Penzance in Cornwall.
Stop talking about me like that, Nikki.
Wire Piddle in Pershore in the West Midlands.
Oh, quick, where's the nearest toilet?
Penistone, which is spelt penis stone, near Sheffield.
Okay, I'm going to Sheffield in a couple of weeks' time. I'm going to have to go find penis stone.
Oh, well, you're definitely going to find it. Wet Wang in North Yorkshire.
Right, what were people smoking when they were writing these town names?
And also Shitterton near Wareham in Dorset.
Dear citizens of Shitterton, I am really intrigued as to what drew you to want to live in Shitterton. I'm sure it is probably the most beautiful village or town, but unfortunately you are all stuck with the stigma of being the butt of every joke at every water cooler work function. So where are you actually from? Oh, Shitterton.
So, why do we have so many funny place names in the UK? Well, it's due to a combination of factors, but mainly to do with very old languages. So, as a result of thousands of years of language evolution, words that were once completely normal have now become hilarious to us all. Celtic languages, Roman languages, and even Saxon, Viking, and Norman words over the years were changed in lettering or pronunciation, and that's left some town names becoming quite the funny place name. So, Shitterton, for example, would have once meant something to the effect of a farm near water, so a village that was by a river runoff, but as language has matured, or should that be immatured, is turned into a word we now use to describe excrement. Now, when the Romans invaded, they brought with them not just roads and underfloor heating, they also brought a lot of our place names. So anything that has Cester or Ester on the end of it will have been a Roman conquested place, like
Colchester.
So, cesta was Latin for palace or large, comfortable dwelling, that sort of thing. So, if you live in a cesta town and your family is from there, you know you're likely related to a Roman. So, Chichester, Bicester, Worcester, Leicester, Chester, and Winchester would have all been occupied by the Romans. Now, if you're from somewhere with king in the title, like me, born in Woking, you know that your town name more than likely came after the Romans and was land reclaimed by the crown. If you're from Wessex, Sussex, or, like our Queen Cheryl, Essex, you know that this was named by the Saxons, who did a lot of renaming of places when the Romans left. If you're from Birmingham, Durham, or Fareham, you're in the renaming campaign by the Anglo-Saxons, and your towns are named after the large estates or farms that controlled the land and where most of their people worked. So that's where the ham comes from. But that's enough of the history. Let's get back to the funny names.
Please.
You know there's loads more. So here's some other place names that I've not actually seen in the world, but I would really like to go to. So if you're from any of these places, please snap us a picture and tag us in, because we would really like to see it. So kicking off the list, we have Titty Hill in West Sussex.
Oh, great big knackers. I wonder if they've got some pretty little legs.
Bell End in Worcester.
How unfortunate. Jesus.
And then we have many bottoms. So we have Scratchy Bottom Beach and Happy Bottom Beach, which are both in Dorset. Pratt's Bottom, which is in Orpington in Kent, and Loose Bottom near Brighton.
I'm keeping my impulsive thoughts to myself on that last one.
Me too.
I did not know about all the Anglo-Saxon renamings. I kind of knew about the Roman conquering just purely because of Colchester and its castle.
After the bottoms, we have Broken Wind in Aberdeenshire, Knob End near Bolton, which I'm surprised isn't next door to Bell End, but there you go, near enough. Bitchfield in Grantham.
That's me when I've had too little sleep. Move me to Bitchfield.
Panty Forest in Wales. Piss Hill in Henley-on-Thames.
Wow.
Then the last one on the list, Muff in Ulster.
Oh my God. Dear listeners from the United Kingdom who live in some of these places, please send us a DM of these town signs.
Yes, because we really want to see them. So the next time you're driving through the English countryside, keep an eye out for Knob End near Bolton or Bitchfield in Grantham.
I'll be doing my own market research as well, Nikki Drews, when I'm on this tour bus.
Yes, please do, and send us a picture. What about you, Shez? What have you got for me this week? Is it trauma or treat?
I'd say it's treat. It's quite educational. Now, we're about to hit up Blackpool for tour today, and we obviously have to explain to Isis Couture from Canada what Blackpool really is and why it's the high camp and quintessentially British seaside town.
Mm-hmm.
So we obviously educated her on the shenanigans, the beaches, the pier, the fish and chips, the Strictly Come Dancing special week, and most importantly, why it's so historical. And whilst I was doing some of this research, I found out some things that I didn't even realise, because Blackpool didn't just become a glitzy seaside town, it accidentally invented the world's first massive light show.
The Illuminations.
The Illuminations. And do you know how it happened?
No idea.
All because of jealousy. Pure Victorian jealousy.
Well, that sounds about right. Enlighten me, Shez. Enlighten me.
Okay, we're casting our time traveller mindsets back to 1879. And something happened that made the entire world gasp. In Paris, the Eiffel Tower was lit up for the first time with electric lights. Now, most people during this time were using candlelight and oils, so seeing a building glowing at night was witchcraft in this time. So the people of Blackpool were like, oh no, we're not having this. If Paris is glowing, we are too. So they installed 8 electric arc lamps along the promenade, just 8 blinding lights, and people travelled from miles to come see them because they had never seen electricity flowing in the form of lights before, and this single moment sparked something unstoppable. By 1972, the little lamps had turned into what we know as the Blackpool Illuminations. 6 miles of glowing madness, over 1 million light bulbs, and one of the largest outdoor light displays on Earth. But here's the secret no one tells you. The illuminated trams, Nikki Druce, they're not just for aesthetics. They were designed to keep electricity flowing in parts of the lights which had failed, meaning when a tram moved along the prom, it was actually rerouting power to different sections of the display.
So clever. I hadn't even thought that could happen, but I guess that makes sense, doesn't it? Because they have overhead electricity cables, don't they? So they can move the power from one place to the next. I didn't realise it was 6 miles long either. That's mad.
Yeah. And here's the twist that makes it all so genius as well. The lights were never meant to be pretty. They were a money-making scheme.
But you would think that they would make them pretty to make people come and have a look at them. But I guess if electricity in itself is exciting, anyone could come along and have a look at them.
Well, Blackpool used to die in the autumn. It'd be cold, dark, empty, miserable. So the council created a second tourist season for the Illuminations. Come see the lights, the pizzazz. And it worked so well because it created the off-season tourism to bring people back to Blackpool.
It's a good idea. I remember going to Blackpool in the depths of winter with my family on the way up to Scotland and, going to see the Illuminations when I was really little. And I think I had chickenpox at the time.
Oh, bless you.
Little fact for you. But yes, I do remember going up and seeing the Illuminations and being wowed by them. So to little me, I must have found them pretty incredible, and I assume that's probably how the Victorians felt about it too.
So yeah, when people say Blackpool is camp, they're right, because everything in Blackpool was birthed on jealousy of the French.
Well, not to do Blackpool down, but I think the Eiffel Tower might be a little more très chic than the Blackpool Illuminations.
Hey, potato, potato.
It might be something to stand on the banks of the Seine and look at the beautiful, lovely, glittering Eiffel Tower, but it's another one to stand on the edge of the beach and have a kebab and look at the Blackpool Tower.
And I'm going to do that in just about an hour's time.
Watch out for the seagulls, they'll steal your chips.
Oh, trust and believe. Well, that's all for now, divas.
Remember, you can get in touch on Instagram at Killers Cults Queens and come and see us over on YouTube at Killers Cults Queens, when we're now publishing our episodes in video format every week, and you can now watch our episodes on Spotify too.
And if you want to get our episodes ad-free and a day early, then make sure you join us over on Patreon at patreon.com/Killers Cults Queens.
And if you've got a bit more to say or you want to suggest a topic for a future episode, then please email us at killerscultsqueens@gmail.com, and don't forget to join the conversation in our Spotify and YouTube comments too. We really do read every single one.
And we would really appreciate if you've got the time to give us a 5-star review or a thumbs up. It really makes a difference, and we love you for it.
See you next time, and don't be a killer or join a cult.
Just go to Muff on holiday. Goodbye.
I'm packing my bags right now. Goodbye.
Wow, wow, wow.